Hey everyone, this is a bit of a different episode tonight. We've picked a topic, Kurt and I, and we're going to talk about it. You're probably going to like some stuff. You're probably not going to like some stuff, but you can comment, make your own choices. We're just going to talk about the touring life in general. So before we start, Lincoln Park won't be on Good Things. The cheeky buggers are going to announce their tour the day before Good Things gets announced.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so this Monday, August 11, Lincoln Park gets announced. They've already teased it, so scratch them off your Good Things scratch cards, people.
Yeah, it's we are getting to that point where now need to start thinking about who's going to be on the good things bill. Last year's was really good. We did a lot of coverage with Here to Zen.
Yeah. I
Aside from some 41 pulling out, but
Yep.
I thought it was a great lineup.
Yeah, I gotta say, we've talked about this in the internal here to Zen House. Maybe RNA Showgrounds isn't the place anymore. Maybe it's time to find a bit of a better venue because by the time went on, was it Corn? No, that was not Fest. So, but yeah, but by the
No,
time
no, Corn were the headliners for good
yeah,
things.
okay, by the
Yeah.
time the last band goes on, they've
Mm,
got noise rules.
yeah.
So everyone
Because they are
complains
essentially in a residential area.
it's surrounded by
People forget.
apartments.
Yeah.
So like Corn sounded like they're an acoustic band, and I was just like, I just wanted to note, not a big Corn fan, but I know they're an aggressive, huge band.
Yeah.
So
They're
I
known
kind
for
of
the shows that they put
yeah,
on. They have a very distinctive, new metal sound.
yeah.
There's a certain expectation that comes with it. And
It's,
for that to just be neutered at the 11th
yeah.
hour is not really great.
I actually think like Bowling for Soup, who went on earlier in the day, were louder than Corn.
Yeah, and Bowling for Soup were dealing with vocal issues anyway, and just
Yeah,
musically they were
yeah,
louder. Electric Callboy was still pretty loud, and they
yeah,
were just before Corn, but I mean they still finished, I think, at about 9 o'clock, if I
yeah.
remember right.
So
It
I'm
wasn't.
wondering if like 9 o'clock might be that sweet spot Sunday night.
Mm,
Maybe we need to get Good Things on the Friday or Saturday. Maybe that's the difference.
Potentially. I mean, if you were to move them, where would you move a festival of that size, though? At least in Brisbane, it's few and far
Sirame.
between. Yeah, I think the central location's a big draw
Yeah,
card.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I mean, it's always good to fight for 2 hours to get an Uber, but your Uber's only a 20-minute car ride.
yeah.
Getting out of be it not Fest, be it back in the days of Soundwave. Yeah,
Oh,
I know. Yeah, oh, yeah. It's a death of the Australian heavy metal music festival. So,
just
oh
fixing
well,
my lights up. I just went very bright then.
you did. It was illuminating. We would
It's
say.
very, very, very shiny.
Yes, I saw the light. Don't go into the light. It's
No. Well, here
not a
in
not
the
ideal.
comments, this is what I want to hear. Do you what would you take location over volume?
Mm. See, personally, I'm not a fan of the open air venues that we have in the Brisbane CBD.
Mm-hmm.
I am quite vocal about how much I think that the River Stage is. I don't want to say the words that I'd like to say, but it's certainly a lackluster venue.
Yeah. Whereas
Um,
I'm the exact opposite.
yeah, I think every time that I've seen it, like I think the worst Motley Crue show I've ever seen, and it is a race to the bottom on that one.
Yeah.
Was in 2011, and that was at River Stage.
Was that with Burt Miracles?
No, I think that was with Brett Michaels.
Yeah, Burt Miracles.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes. Cut that out. Don't make me look like a dumbass. I do enough of that on my own.
No, no, that
Um,
stays. That stays.
absolutely. That's our sound bite. That was a terrible show.
Yeah.
And I think as a venue, as a live music venue, it has
Mm-hmm.
its perks, but I think as a metal venue or a show of any sort of heaviness, a giant incline grass hill
Yeah.
is probably not ideal for moshing.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
Um,
slip and slide. Just add water
yeah,
and it gets a bit
that's it. Yeah,
scary.
or 5 or 10 dropped JD plastic safety
Yep.
cups, and yeah, you've got a slip and slide. That being said, Steel Panther there was excellent, and
Yep.
that was 2 years later, and that was one of the best Steel Panther shows.
Yeah.
I think the RNA Showgrounds is, no matter how many coats of paint they put on it, it's always going to be a dated venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's playing in the chook sheds
Yep.
essentially. Um, but there's not really anywhere in at least central Brisbane, or even like in a northern, suburbs, or in a
Yeah.
southern suburbs, you'd be able to put them.
Well, that's it.
So,
They're talking about that the people that own Sandstone Point and own Eaton's Hill are going to
mhm,
build a purpose-built outdoor arena style venue on the Sunshine Coast.
mhm,
And then you've now got Jelly Roll, who is playing Sunshine Coast Stadium.
right.
Elton John played at the Sunshine Coast Stadium.
Mhm.
Now, I know that's a little bit of a travel for the people of Brisbane. Being a Sydney boy, that 1 hour trip was like a journey to get milk and bread. Um, so I'm not too fussed by it, but I can understand like RNA does have the central location, but if I'm going to a rock and metal festival and it sounds like I've got industrial earmuffs on when the headliner comes on, it's kind of weak.
It does very much take the wind out of the
Yeah.
sails.
Because,
But I suppose in that same vein, it's Kiss playing at Carrara Stadium.
yeah.
Like, Carrara's not close and not really a great stadium, but
Mm,
it's that if you're on the south side, that's a 50-minute trip. If
yeah.
there's minimal traffic, it's not terrible.
Well, yeah. And then you have the C bus and the other one down there. So one of those ones, whichever one was Pearl Jam, it took us
Mhm.
4 hours to do the 50-minute drive.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses were down there, and that was bedlam. That was
Mm.
ridiculous. But then Guns N' Roses also played Suncorp, so
And Guns N' Roses have also played Cusack, and that's just at Mount Gravatt. Like,
you know
that's
what? That doesn't exist anymore, which makes me sad.
really, they don't use it as a
But
music venue anymore.
not. No, I think it's all just been. There's bigger, like a big sports stadium there now, and I think
Mm.
it's just
I've been to an action
sports.
figure. I've been to an action figure show at the sports stadium. So you can go for your Guns N' Roses, and you can also go for your, Star Wars action figures.
Fantastic. You'd probably
Yeah,
find Slash in there.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. He'd be in there looking for old Universal Monsters stuff.
Yeah. Now, all this talk, good things, gigs. We are about to hit what I call the KW period
Mm-hmm.
for the internet. The keyboard warriors are coming out of hibernation. They're stretching their fingers,
Got
ready
to
to
limber up those
complain.
digits. That's it.
Now Kurt and I are here to maybe educate some people on. We aren't music industry experts, but we've been around in and out. Kurt has very good ties to some European bands. I've got good ties to bands. You kind of get used to the logistics of life on the road and touring. Um, there's one thing that touring doesn't have. What do you think that is, Kurt?
One thing that touring doesn't have. There are many things that touring doesn't have.
Well, yeah. What
What could it be? What could be this one thing that touring doesn't have?
an unlimited fucking bank account.
Things cost money.
Yeah.
Things
So,
cost a lot of money.
and what I would say, and not to throw anyone under the bus, if anyone wants to understand how much bands charge to pay, maybe do your internet research and see who didn't get paid from Soundwave.
Very revealing when you stop and look at the list of people that were chasing cash. It's not, music is not a commodity. It
Yeah.
is an industry. It's the
Yeah.
music industry for a reason. And when you're bringing bands in from overseas, the draw cards that people want to see, you're going to be paying appropriately
Yeah.
for that sort of thing.
Now,
And it's not just paying the 9 dudes in Slipknot.
Yeah.
You're paying for the extra, what, 70, 80 people on their crew to
Yeah,
make a
probably.
show
Yeah.
like that happen.
Yeah. And let's put Slipknot as a good example. So I may be wrong, but I believe what they were still waiting to be paid from Soundwave 2015 was over $1 million.
That's what I heard as well.
Yeah. So let's just use that as an example because they do their own. They do Not Fest and they've done
Quite
sound waves.
successfully.
Yeah. So, okay, let's use $1 million for just one band.
Mm-hmm.
So, Good Things is not, it's not like the Soundwave days of 50 and 60 bands, but that should
No.
put in perspective how hard that festival was to run.
Surprised it ran for as long as it did with the
Exactly.
success that it had.
Yeah. It bit off more than it could chew. 2015 was the 2-dayer just killed it.
It did, which is a shame because people were clamoring for a 2-day festival.
It was killer.
We all wanted to cosplay as the Europeans and go like camping for 3 days
Yes.
and do like a Wacken open air or Bloodstock or Download
Exactly.
or something like that. We wanted that fun.
So
there's a lot of reasons that doesn't work in Australia.
Yeah. So let's use Good Things. Is Good Things like 20 bands or a bit more?
I think it's around 20.
Okay.
There's a lot of smaller bands, but really there's sort of 10 to 15 of your big.
Yeah.
Your big
Now,
guns.
not many of those bands are going to be Slipknot guarantees.
Correct.
But let's just say a headliner could be, their guarantee might be $100,000 a show.
Yeah.
Now they're doing the 3 festivals. That's $300,000.
Mm-hmm.
If they do side shows, say they do 2 side shows, that's $500,000 for one band.
That's it. Yeah.
Even the baby bands, they're probably on, $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you've got $5,000 times, say, 3 shows, maybe they're opening for one of the bigger bands on their two side shows.
Yeah.
All starts to add up very, very quickly. And that's just paying your artists. That's not anything other than paying the people who are putting guitars on stage.
And then you add staging.
Staging's expensive. In a country like Australia, staging is not always the easiest thing to find.
Well,
in fact, we've seen festivals struggle with that and have to pull out of entire days of a show. I think it was Glamfest last year that they weren't able to secure staging because bigger artists put in a bigger bid.
There was a bigger tour that got cancelled because, actually, let's just be blunt. That's why Taylor Swift couldn't play Brisbane.
Yep.
Because there wasn't enough staging to hopscotch around the country. People always thought, oh, she didn't want to come to Brisbane. No. Physically and logistically, they couldn't make it happen.
And we'll touch on it in a little bit, not to derail, but you've got not just the cost of staging, but the time to set up a stage is not trivial.
Exactly. So Good Things is like the first week in December.
Mm-hmm.
I would love people. So I think Wear the Sunday.
Usually, Wear the Sunday. I think we are again this year.
That venue pretty much starts getting organized this Sunday before, because it's a pre-built stage.
Yep. And you can't just slap dash together a stage. Certain bands will have specifics that they need to fit their stage sets on. Slipknot's a great example. You've got 9 guys on stage with custom built staging to go, like custom built stage sets to go on that. They have it written into their contracts that you're doing a full Slipknot show, you have the full staging. So you may not just be able to get a stage that's approximately that size.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay for a stage that's got the weight limits for it. Height, lighting rig requirements. Pyro is a huge thing, especially in a country as flammable as we are.
Yeah. I think about Soundwave 2011, Maiden played. And Maiden have shit like planes on their stage.
Yep.
You just don't, and they don't realize, a lot of people don't realize that bands like Maiden, bands like Slipknot have 2 and 3 versions of the same stage.
Yeah. because
and
they can't have a stage have a week and a half of downtime.
they can't fly it because it's too heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So most bigger bands, like I believe we'll just use Kiss as the example. I
Mm-hmm.
believe they had like an A, B, and C. And C could have been waiting on the dock here for one show in Sydney. A was leaving Europe, and B might have been in South America. So
Yeah,
that they didn't have to wait, and it was cheaper for them to sea freight it. You know?
exactly. Because I mean, you look at something the size of Kiss's stage.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of it is a facade, but you're looking at multiple. Yeah, well, you're looking at multiple shipping containers just for what you physically see on stage,
yeah,
not including lighting trusses, not including
backing tracks.
hired risers
Yeah,
for cherry pickers. You
yep.
might not be able to ship something like that
Well,
feasibly.
point in question for old fuckers like me, they had to start hiring cherry pickers from within the country and modifying them because when they came out here in 1997,
Mm-hmm.
the voltage changes for the cherry pickers didn't work, and Paul and Ace got stuck over the stage in Sydney for 10 minutes.
Magnificent. That's
So,
what happens when you try and cheap out on a bigger show like this.
yeah,
And nowadays, you don't have that option if you're putting on, say, a festival.
yep,
The instant somebody hears, the instant a bigger artist hears that, oh no, the promoter, the festival cheaped out on this setup. We had a major issue. Thankfully, nobody got hurt.
yeah,
The amount of even just operational health and safety that's required to run an event
yep.
such as this from the staging setup alone is astronomical. There's so much background work that goes
Yeah.
into it. That work's got to be done by somebody. That's going to cost. And that's going to cost somebody for their expertise and their time.
And the thing is, if we could ask our bands, hey, don't bring your stage, they could set it up like they did with the Aussie show, where it was a revolving stage and it was just very, very basic backline.
But would you go and see Maiden with a bare bones show?
No, that's the thing.
Do you want a good show? Do you want a show that's going to be memorable? A lot of bands do festival shows with stripped down setups, but I mean,
Yep.
you've seen stuff like King Diamond's stage setup is even for festivals.
Yeah.
Is always, huge multi-level and graveyard affairs.
Look at when Ghost was still up and coming and played download on like a stage 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
They still had some form of production.
Ghost managed to play the Tivoli in 2018 and still had their full drum riser on the Tivoli stage.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you fit 7 band members on that, but it was a very, very intimate show for everybody involved.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like Good Things is, as we said, 20-25 bands. It's is it 4 or 5 stages? I think it was 5 stages.
It was 5 last year.
Yeah. So even that, like you came with us in the media, so you got to see some different angles to things.
A little bit, yeah.
And everyone only sees what appears on the stage for that 30, 60, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
The minute you walk behind that fence, you see what is like people doing the 100-yard dash constantly.
Yeah.
You see almost traffic accidents.
That's something to think about as well. Is we talked at staging, just staging, not including lights, not including the infrastructure required to run. I don't know how many watts of power.
Yep.
To run the speakers for a stage to, for us to complain about Korn being quiet. You've then got, back in just where we were, you have what's usually an entire, essentially, showroom floor.
Yep.
Of demountable air-conditioned buildings.
Yep.
Every single one of them on with amenities, food and drink, for the artists who are there essentially working the same hours that we did.
Yeah. And
they're running press.
Yep.
They're preparing before the show because they're not going to come straight from a hotel on the other side of town to come to the thing. They've got to have a place nearby to get ready, to be comfortable, to be close if they're needed, as something might change. So you've got to rent. I think in there was probably about 25 separate demountable buildings.
Yeah.
At least.
At least.
You've then got staff running not only for those bands, because everybody would get a runner, at least one. You've got staff running food stalls in there. There was an entire canteen, an entire food service area there for people to get food. And that's just the people that were paying for food and drinks there.
Yeah.
You've got catering for every band.
Yep.
You've got people chauffeuring bands to and from their hotels, because they're not going to just be expected to pick up the same Ubers that we do.
Yep.
Although the idea of corn ride sharing with electric callboy is pretty funny.
That would have been cool.
I don't think an Uber XL is going to fit that many people. There was Wi-Fi there, which is small cost, but an additional cost. Everything adds up to that. And we were just looking at one day of 3.
And then we'll add in our little area, which is the media compound, which, most teams had 5 or so people.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 people that are 5 tickets that could have been sold. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's going to come out of the costs. They gave us power. We had amenities in there.
Yep.
Good Things don't own the RNA. So every square centimeter of space that was used was rented.
Yep.
That's a cost on top.
That's then you run into... you've got a band.
Yeah. Like you're already looking at easily, I would have to ballpark a couple of $100,000.
Oh,
just for, the sort of areas that we were there.
Yep.
Let alone the various fields and staging. They had people, navigating traffic, security for, the shitload of fucking. I don't even want to think about the insurance.
Okay, so this is even before we booked a band, people. Like before the lowliest band on the bill sets foot on the stage at 12:30. That's all had to have been done. And I personally think that, considering that most of these bands are flying minimum 14 hours, some even more.
Yep.
And your hotel costs and all of that. I think the ticket price for Good Things is actually really fair.
I'm surprised that... I shouldn't say I'm surprised, but it is surprising that a festival like Good Things can turn a profit.
Yep.
And then you turn around and you see what happened with Soundwave, which, while I know prior to this we discussed that we weren't going to throw anybody under the bus, I think the financial problems with Soundwave have been so widely publicized that I can't not.
Yeah.
Soundwave have done what a lot of festivals in Australia have done, what a lot of events, not just music festivals, but conventions and all of that sort of thing, is they've used the profits from one year to bankroll
the next. Yeah.
And then you run into issues, and I mean, I'm guilty of this, and I know a lot of people are. Australia has a very decentralized population.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot of people that live in some very small areas, very far apart.
Yep.
Those people, every single one of them has a different taste in bands and a different taste in music.
Yep.
And I was very guilty of being super excited to go to Soundwave and then seeing the lineup and going, there's only like 1 or 2 bands I want to see.
Yep.
I'm not going to go this year.
Yep.
People are very picky.
Yep.
And because we have, at least at that point, we had 1 festival a year for the sort of music that I was into. It may be 3 or 4 years between shows of me going and paying for that.
Yep.
People going to the shows is not guaranteed. And if you have a couple of bum years, then your headline is not going to be as big for year 3.
Yeah.
It starts to become a very, very tangible issue very quickly.
Yep. Yeah. And
I got sidetracked there, but it's going to happen.
Well, you think about when they went to do Soundwave Revolution. So that was 2016. And there was
Was it 2016 for Revolution? That was
Yeah,
earlier than that.
no, because it was straight after Soundwave 2015. They made the announcement because it was going to be
No,
mid-year.
no, Revolutions was earlier because it was the first time Steel Panther were coming out. That was
Let
2011.
let me go to
I
the
will fight you on this. I will
let me
fight you
go
to
to
the
the
death on
Google
this. I
machine.
missed out on Van Halen for this.
Soundwave. See how prepared we are, people.
Because Soundwave 2016, I got my favorite Finnish heavy metal band on the list. And then that went to shit.
Okay, where?
Because that was supposed to be at River Stage Revolutions.
Okay, you are completely correct.
Yeah, I know. It's rare, and I don't like when it happens either, if that helps.
So is that going to be okay? So 2016 was going to be a regular Soundwave, was it?
It was.
Because that
And
was
that
Van
was the
Halen.
year 2016 was not Van Halen. 2011 was Van Halen. For the longest time on the 2016 lineup, it was Lordy.
So what was the headliner?
I don't remember. There was a little Finnish band called Lordy on there, and I forgot anything else that was on that list.
Right. Okay.
I do know the theme because I still have a set of a couple of the ticket cards because they gave you like fucking credit cards for the tickets. And it was like a witch theme, witch on a
Right.
broom. Revolutions was Van Halen because Stig Zadinia from Steel Panther was the one that broke the news that that festival had folded because he was super stoked to be playing on the same stage as Van Halen.
Darren, you bad man.
I know, right? We still love him. We'll let it slide. He hits it right.
He does. Okay, so all the sound waving aside, we've covered why the fuck things are so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, general concert tickets at the moment. Let's just not worry about dynamic ticket pricing and all that bullshit.
Straight off the rack ticket pricing.
For you to go see a band, minimum $100 probably.
Somewhere between 80 and 100 is the minimum. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're super lucky, 80.
Yep.
Super lucky.
So what is good things? It's around between $100 and $200.
I think it was slightly more than 200. Actually, Let's bring it up. Let's see what the good things tickets were last year. I don't think tickets are on sale yet. Let's have a look.
As you can see, we're a highly professional organization.
Well, this is a little bit of an off-the-cuff discussion anyway, and I think that's kind of important because, these sort of ideas do show up. Fucking hell. Good Things 2024 ticket prices were $239.95.
Right, so 240.
Which, if you go and see, Electric Callboy, I think when they came out, were about 100, 120. Okay. Something like that when they played, because they played Eaton's Hill in 2023. Yeah. It was fairly recently. Good luck getting Korn tickets for under $150 if they're playing at, say,
Brisbane Entertainment Centre.
Yeah. I paid more than that for Ghost when they played the Entertainment Centre.
Okay, so let's think of that.
Fucking far more than that for Motley Crue and really wish that I hadn't.
Yeah. But essentially,
two bands is the cost of 2 or 3 bands.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. It was about $100 for Bowling for Soup at the Princess.
Yep.
Great night. That was such a spectacular night. Shout out to Jarrett if he's probably not listening, but I'd like it if Jarrett. We'll tag Jarrett.
We'll tag him.
And they made sure that absolutely everybody in that room got their money's worth.
Yeah.
They did the exact same thing at Good Things. So if you were going for Electric Callboy and Korn, you got a Bowling for Soup show for free.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So, like these things that do all the damage on the internet, clicking away. Find 3 bands when this lineup gets announced on Tuesday. Instead of finding all the bands you don't want to see, find the 3 bands you do want to see and realize that you've just covered your ticket price.
Exactly.
But the one thing for Good Things, so we've taken a friend of ours who he's just a cool dude, a friend of ours that really isn't into any particular kind of music. We lost him at Good Things and found him right at the end of the night. And we said to him, dude, where the fuck have you been? He goes, I was hanging out with all new friends. Like he literally went for the vibe of the day.
And it is a vibe. It
Yeah,
truly is a vibe.
you will see the Power Rangers. No ifs,
Yeah.
ands, or buts.
It's usually going to be the pink Power Ranger, and it's
He,
going to be a 6'5" dude in a suit that is more brown than pink.
yes, I had this
It's
discussion with
mm, mm-hmm,
a band on an interview
mm-hmm.
a week or two ago. We discussed Power Rangers, and yes, we have discussed the fact that pink is now brown. He's due for an upgrade, and it's
100%.
become a very see-through pink. He
Mm,
did do the COVID-20.
it is translucent now,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
not great.
yeah. And yeah, he did go without the visible panty line, I think, last year, and
Yeah.
the Power Ranger Moose Knuckle we do not want.
Power Ranger Moose Knuckle is going to be the name of my technical death metal album. That's
Fantastic.
that's
So
happening.
while we hope Jared from Bowling for Soup's watching, Pink Power Ranger dude. The
If you're
time
out there, drop in the comments, man. Love to
and
hear it. Love to hear from you.
right after you go
And
to
your
the
moose
costume
knuckle.
shop and get yourself an upgrade.
I will personally buy you a dance belt if it
Yep.
means you continue wearing that same costume, but I just have to see the costume.
Okay. We do not need the added extras. Pink
It's
Power
true.
Ranger man.
It's nice that he's going the extra mile, but like stop a couple of feet short, please.
Yeah, and like okay, so anytime there's a Knot Fest, you will have people dressed as Slipknot. You yourself roll.
I did. I went and stuck out an entire day dressed as Corey Taylor, and it was one of the greatest festival days of my life. One of the cool things that you get to do at festivals like this, Not Fest, and it was Not Fest 2023,
Yep.
I think it must have been. Um, was I got to see a full Slipknot show, which is always great. They're
Yep.
always an amazing show, and it was worth every cent to see that. Um, I got to check out a few bands that I've had in my playlist, had
Yep.
in my rotation for years, but I wouldn't necessarily spring the cash to go and see.
Yep.
Case in point is Swedish death metalers In Flames.
Yep.
And I saw their set, and I have loved that band so much harder since that day. But I've been listening to them since 2003.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just happened to be, fuck yeah, In Flames are on. I'll go and see them. I'll go and see a Monomath.
Yep.
I'm into some cheesy stuff. That was different. Everybody sitting down and rowing
Rowing. Yes.
in the Viking longboat was great. And then I got to go and sweat my brains out in a Corey Taylor mask. And I did take home a souvenir from that show. I got COVID. It was great.
Fantastic.
And I mean, you can't put a price on getting COVID at a
No.
Slipknot show. It's pretty great.
Slipknot COVID.
Slipknot turned into lip snot. It was magnificent. Just
Magnificent.
everything that I wanted from it. But you have the opportunity to discover bands that maybe you've known of.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't go and, spend $80 on a ticket to see. But the amount of people that I know that have discovered Sabaton when they were out here for fuck knows what show that was. I think that might have been a Good Things as well. Not the most recent one, the one before. Discovering bands like this is how, if you're not plugged into every new thing on the internet, it's how you rediscover bands that you've missed or loved, maybe fallen out of love with. Go and see a band on their 20th anniversary tour and realize that, holy shit, they slap even harder than they did 20 years ago.
Yep.
Or wander past the stage at 12 o'clock in the middle of the day and go and see a new up and comer and discover your new next favorite band.
Well, that for me was walking into a photo pit for Spirit Box and going, oh shit.
Yeah.
These guys are great.
They were fucking excellent. They continue to be excellent.
Or like literally, or while it wasn't the Good Things, Sleep Token playing at River Stage going, what the fuck is this? Again, like I'm not like a massive fan, but I think the best way people could look at it is they can appreciate a band that they're seeing for the first time. And maybe they might want to go see them again. They don't need to like sleep out for tickets kind of thing like we did back in the day. But you might find a band that has 2 songs that appear on your playlist then.
Yeah, and those songs will stick with you forever because you remember being sunburnt in the middle of a pit at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night,
Correct.
finding your new favorite track that's never going to leave your playlist.
FYI, Brisbane, if you haven't put in for your leave the Monday after, you are fucking stupid.
Absolutely worth it. You will regret otherwise, or you are stronger than we are.
Well,
I could go either way.
I went that strong route last year.
Mm-hmm.
This year, not so strong. Have the Monday off.
It's worth it.
It is.
Your body will thank you.
Yeah. Look. Think about what we did back in that media tent for
that was
hours.
For those of you that haven't
sat
and watched the videos, have take some time, treat yourself, and have a look at just how sweaty we end up by the end of those videos. There was no air conditioning in our little tent.
Yep.
And we would have been in 38, 39
Easily.
degree heat in there.
Easily.
If we weren't wearing black before, we certainly were after, because just super, super black, super sweaty. But we did get to hang out with some incredible musicians. We got to chat with some fantastic bands. And also, we discovered a whole lot of new artists by just having the opportunity to interview them.
Taylor.
And absolutely. And then she opened for Bowling for Soup and was like, Taylor Acorn, if you haven't checked her out, if you're into the pop punk stuff,
she's great.
Huge,
fantastic,
spectacular artist, lovely human being.
Yep. But think about that. Like, all of that stuff that we just mentioned is the vibe of a festival. So rather than complaining that the band that you want to be there isn't there, think about what you might discover. But now, prediction time. So Linkin Park's out.
Yeah, they're off.
Now, by the way, we're going to fly it. No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing for good things. We're going to fly a little video in here from our buddy Brownie at Wall of Sound. Because a lot of people are like, how come Metallica's not playing good things? How come Architect aren't playing good things? So the video will play.
Just want to do a post to highlight something that a lot of people don't understand about the industry. If a band comes down under, they're contractually obliged to not play any shows for X amount of days or weeks on either side of when that tour takes place. Say, for example, with Architects coming at the end of the year in December, the week after Good Things Festival, they won't be allowed to do any other shows for 6 weeks in between or either side. So there's no chance in hell that any of those bands will be on Good Things Festival. Keep that in mind for any future festival announcements as well.
So the video is just played. What Brownie is basically saying is these bands have a certain embargo.
Contracts are contracts, and they're only able to do what their contract will allow them to do. And there's while it would be great to see a headlining tour and then playing shows at essentially a rival festival.
Yeah.
It's a conflict of interest.
Yes.
Is the easiest way to describe it. Which is sometimes unfortunate, but sometimes the festival gigs are as good, if not better, than a solo gig. Yeah. Just for the fact of having 50,000 people in a fucking field trying to watch the same thing that you are, and just vibing, having fun on a Sunday night.
And on a festival, the bands are basically going to go and not go, well, here's this deep track from 2000. You are going to get a greatest hits set and maybe an anniversary set.
Yeah. We are seeing more in the way of anniversary tours, which is lovely to see. And I actually think in an upcoming episode, that could be something to discuss, is the rise of anniversary and not just album releases, but tours as well. I think very interesting.
Well, I do hope that we'll have Juan Sebastian Bach on the podcast sometime soon.
Juan Sebastian Bach?
That's Mexican. That is his Mexican brother.
Ah, sweet. Yeah, so we couldn't get him. We got his non-union Mexican equivalent.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Juan Sebastian.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See.
Yes. Now, look, whether you love him or hate him, he is doing his tour to celebrate the first album. But
Great album.
he slammed out he sold out Melbourne in like a ridiculous amount of time. So he's gone, hey, fuck it. I'm going to do a second show and I'm going to do Slave to the Grind in its entirety.
Right? Like, that's just such a killer idea.
Yeah. And like, whether you like Sebastian, whether you want him back in Skid Row, I'm not the person to talk to about that because...
Yeah. Yes, we know how this goes.
Yeah.
We've been through this old song and dance before, I think.
You know, Snake Scotty, I love you. Baz, you're doing great on your own, and your last fucking album was amazing. That's all I'm going to say.
It was. Really was.
It was a fucking amazing album. So, with the anniversaries, again, you're going to get a best of, you're going to get an anniversary.
Yeah.
Now, I've got my picks, and I put a few picks up on the Here to Zen page of who I thought it could be. Now, people are saying,
I thought it was good.
No Good Charlotte, because they're saying they're coming next year.
Which is a shame, because I feel like Good Charlotte, especially with the revitalization, the revival of pop punk, that sort of 20-year cycle.
Yep.
I remember one of the first CDs I ever bought was The Young and the Hopeless. I fucking love Good Charlotte. They're consistent.
They're fun.
Hits after hits. That is an outdoor Sunday afternoon at dusk party band.
Yeah. Now, along with that, there was talk of My Chemical Romance doing, is it the Black Parade?
Yeah, well, I suppose it wouldn't make sense for the Black Parade for this year. 2006 will be the 20th anniversary.
Right.
Welcome to the Black Parade. I saw them on their reunion tour, essentially. A couple of years ago. 2 years ago.
Were they good?
They were immaculate. I, as it may surprise many, was not an emo kid in high school, although I do resemble the emo kids. So I listened to a little bit of My Chem, and everybody had listened to Welcome to the Black Parade. But they put on, if they are there, if they do come out, if you even had a passing interest in them, go and see them, because they put on one hell of a show. They are worthy of the legacy that they have.
So who are you thinking?
We've seen so many artists tour recently.
Yeah.
So many big artists that you would expect to see on festival shows.
Yep.
I don't really know who they could get out, who could be coming. I don't have it. Every single artist that I could think of has either been out or would be such a left field wild card that I'm not sure who I could pick as a potential.
So
I'd like to see some big heritage acts.
Yep.
But I don't know if that's the sort of vibe that...
So who's your heritage act?
Well, I think the eternal festival show to see would be Rob Zombie. Because Rob hasn't been out since Soundwave in like 2014.
That's a good... I didn't think of Rob. That's a good one.
Rob's just reunited with almost everybody from, I think, White Zombie as well. Or at least his first... I don't remember which one, whether it's White Zombie or whether it's his first Rob Zombie solo outing, but with John Five going off and joining the Motley Crue circus. And Piggy D, I think, got released as well. And we've now got original bassist. I think Rob puts on a great festival show and has that, we're getting to that sort of 20, 25 years of I can't even fucking remember the album title. That's good on me. But Rob Zombie, I think, I would love to see. I don't know of the likelihood.
Well, I'm gonna say you might have something there, because there's been one person he has toured with a fair bit. Marilyn Manson.
Oh, I did see Marilyn was part of your pitch. I don't know how I feel about that, because the festival shows that I have been in an opposite side of a pit for Marilyn Manson have been of questionable quality.
Yes, let's just say when he was here for Soundwave 2015, he was not the healthiest young man.
It was a show and not the kind that you would have paid for.
Yeah, we call them shit shows.
There was a lot of shit, not a whole lot of show.
Yeah, but Manson is now clean and has been clean for quite some time. But he finishes his current run of dates within a couple of weeks of Good Things.
Well, that's interesting to hear.
So that's how nerded out I went.
That's pretty likely.
Now, the other one is 9 Inch Nails.
See, 9 Inch Nails, they're about to be on the soundtrack for a very big Disney movie.
Right.
They're doing the soundtrack for Tron Ares.
Okay.
Replacing Daft Punk from Tron Legacy, because I'm a giant fucking nerd. I'm not sure. I'm opposed to that. That sounds actually, because they've been doing shows.
Yeah, they're on tour at the moment.
So, and it's been a long time since they've been out here.
Yep.
What do you think the likelihood of that is, though?
Well, we're getting into this point where we go, how much are the guarantees for this band? So you need to me 4 major bands that do headline 1 and 2 and warm up 1 and 2.
That's true.
And then you need a semi-major to be your 3 headliner. I don't know. To me, if you were to put, like, everyone's wants System of a Down, it's not happening. It'll happen if it's not Fest next year. But
there's something that I heard.
We'll touch on that.
Yeah.
So let's just use that. So 9 Inch Nails, Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson. Who's the 4th?
Well, we've got an awful lot of hot topic in that. In that lineup so far. I think you may even get something a little bit pop punk.
Yep.
After the draw card that was Sum 41, that did not eventuate. What do you think the likelihood of somebody like Blink 182?
No. I think Avril.
Ooh, we're going Canadian. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, replace the Canadians from last year with a Canadian for this year. I can see that.
Avril is
that would make things a little complicated.
Very.
Yes.
Only if they bought Nickelback as well.
Hey, look, I'd be fine with Chad Kroger. It'd be great. Could you imagine how good that pit'd go off? That'd be so much fun.
I'll be back somewhere else doing something else.
I'll get your mullet wig. It'll be great.
Yep. I know that there's talk of Avril.
Okay.
There's talk of everything, really.
Yeah.
All it takes is for one person to make a rumor into a fact.
Yeah. Like everybody that we've said now is going to be confirmed for the lineup for the next 2 days.
Yeah. Who else are you thinking even in the mid-tier?
There are a no-brainer for which is, I know it's not going to happen because he is doing his own tour.
Okay.
Would be somebody like Baby No Money, who has blown up on Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram, TikTok, giant dork, but basically he calls himself the Gen Z Eminem.
Right.
Very fun party rap sort of music.
Yeah.
Very, very fun. Has actually just announced a tour, which is why I'm going to say it's probably not going to happen.
Yep.
Tour got booked for the Tivoli.
Right.
No, Fortitude Music Hall.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Sold out the minute it went on sale.
Wow.
Has been upgraded to the River Stage.
Right.
And has nearly sold out the River Stage.
Right.
Somebody like that's a little bit more current.
Uh-huh.
Modern influence for the younger crowd rather than us guys that are like, oh man, I remember seeing Slipknot on their second tour. Yeah.
Yep.
Fine. I think we're going to see a lot more pop punk in whatever we do. There's, you could have somebody like, you could have somebody even like AFI, who have just been out recently, is not out of the realm of possibility, I think. I would love to see Blink or Green Day as headliners. I think Green Day's touring at the moment, I think, as well. I don't know what their touring dates look like. But, I think that it's pretty certain to say that it's going to be fairly pop punk heavy.
I'm going to go with one already, and I don't know if people do or do not know the name. Thomas Ian Nicholas.
I'm not familiar.
Who is Kevin from American Pie.
Ah, right.
So Kevin's just left here again, and I think he actually is coming back in October again, maybe. But
he's been out a couple of times, I think.
Yeah. So what Kevin or Thomas does, he does all the soundtrack songs from the movie.
Yeah, right.
And he's actually a very, very good singer, and he's got a great band. So I know that he was maybe going to tour here with another band in October, and if that happens, he won't do Good Things because it's too close.
Yeah.
But when he came out the first time, we had a chat because we actually chatted way back in 2007 when he released his very first solo album called Without Warning.
Right.
Because the guitar player on some of those songs was Bruce Kulick. Yeah. So that's
good person we're very familiar with, Bruce.
I was connected to Tom through Bruce, and it turns out a very good buddy of mine named Brent Fitz actually sold Tom his first guitar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's a whole
Fitzy hooking people up once.
Whole little incestuous thing going on in the inner circle here.
We're just dropping names left, right, and center today.
I just put a dent in the floor.
That's it. That's the one.
But yeah, I think Tom might be like a stage 5, stage 6 kind of guy.
Little earlier in the day draw card. Yeah. You've got some deep cuts. You got some people that are going to be like, what's this?
Now, I haven't checked tour dates, but another band may be Filter.
Okay, I can see Filter.
I'm just thinking with Richard Patrick having the 9 Inch Nails connection by being in 9 Inch Nails. And I think the last time they were out here, they were attempting, for a festival, they were playing Good Things and their power cut out on the stage and they couldn't play the set.
Oh, brutal. So it would almost be a redemption for them.
And I would love, everyone tells me just how fucking brilliant they are. And I would love to see them come out here and not play like the Trifford or the Princess. Like for a sideshow, great, but I'd like to see them play a festival.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a totally different vibe to see a festival.
So will we say the stretch is Blink and Green?
I feel like, if anything, they would be trying to get a big pop punk, classic pop punk heavyweight like that. As it is, you can walk into JJ's at the moment and get Slipknot and Blink 182 shirts.
Yeah,
you can get an Offspring shirt at Cotton On. It's the Vogue. It's in vogue. I would not be surprised if that, somebody of that pedigree was what they would try and get. Big heavy hitter. Bring back Limp Bizkit though. Like fuck that. Let's have Fred Durst telling us to break stuff.
Yeah. Have you seen like the Good Things logo, like the flamey logo for 2025?
I haven't. So let's have a look.
So yeah, do Good Things 2025 on your Google machine.
On the Google machine, on my shiny brick of technology. So actually, it shows up in my Bluetooth as magic rectangle.
Fantastic.
Because it is a magic. Ooh, that's looking kind of metal, isn't it?
But to me, it looks kind of Offspringy.
Yeah, the Offspring have just been out.
I know, but it's got that.
They've been out a couple of times in the last 2 years.
But it's got that kind of pop punk.
It does have a very pop punk sort of vibe. I'm certainly definitely getting that.
When you mentioned Zombie now, which is one that didn't come up to me. We'd have to check his tour dates, but
well, actually, you know what's really fucking hell? I just decided to do the dumb thing and search good things predictions, and the first one that's
Yeah.
popped up is headlined by Avril Lavigne,
Mm-hmm.
Rob Zombie,
Yep.
Bush. Then immediately goes.
I
Then
will
immediately
rule out Bush straight away.
This is absolutely a wish list, not a predictions
Yeah.
list, because they're going Ghost, Gojira, Knocked Loose, Spirit Box, Motionless in White, 3 Days Grace. We're already well over what we could expect. There's some interesting. Actually, Avril Lavigne showed up in a second one, which is interesting. But that one has it headlined by Tool, Sleep Token, and Creed.
Okay, so Creed was on my list.
Yes. Now, Creed has shown up in at least 2 of these.
Now,
And I do think that there's some,
so
I'm certain Australia would greet them with arms wide open.
and legs.
Yes, that's it.
Now,
Paul would be proud. You owe Paul Stanley $1.
I know. I did a kiss pun. That's horrible.
That's it. Yeah.
Gymnasium. Oh my god! I've got to get it all out.
I'm sure the listeners will lick it up.
Oh, we're going broke.
That's it.
Well, actually, I don't kiss shit. It's now Pop House.
Oh, fair enough.
Come at me, ABBA guys. Right. So Bush, no. They will be here in 2026. I can't say when, but they will be here. If Creed come, my dark horse, and it's only out of personal wish, because they have the same manager, is Mammoth.
I would love to see Mammoth out.
Oh my god, would I love to see Mammoth?
I think that would be fucking magnificent.
Because look at this: if Creed is here, Alter Bridge are not touring. It's that simple.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and Creed, it's been Creed, Daughtry, and Mammoth touring together.
Right.
So if Creed tour, both of those bands become available as well.
Fair.
But then I don't see the Daughtry, and I know that not many Australians are probably going to be familiar with Wolfie. They're probably just going to be as ignorant as what a lot of other people are. And it's the Van Halen guys
riding on Van Halen's coattails.
You know what?
But anybody that's actually taken time to listen to Mammoth knows that it's not Van Halen, and Wolfie is cutting his own niche in the music industry.
So okay, let's cut that one now. So let's throw Creed back in the mix. Possibly Mammoth. And Mammoth is, again, just that guilty pleasure. Please put fucking Mammoth on the lineup. How does Creed fit in with the Zombie 9 Inch Nails?
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to. If you look at the vibe doesn't fit, but the vibe doesn't need to fit.
Right.
You look at our set, you look at the artists that headlined last year.
Oh yeah.
There's somebody that we've forgotten that just looking at the poster sticks out like a sore thumb. Because we had Korn.
Yep.
Sum 41 was on the bill.
Yep.
And then it was Violent Femmes.
Okay.
Violent Femmes played last year, and they don't fit in with Korn or Sum 41 at all.
Okay, yep.
That's a much, even just in, they're an art rock band.
Yep.
And they're not necessarily what you would consider current, popular. They had a huge crowd.
Yeah.
And they had a lot, and they were doing, again, a legacy tour. They were doing an album anniversary. And they got a great reception, but they were not what I would consider to fit in with, those sort of headliners.
So who is the Australian legacy band now?
Fuck it, Wolf Mother.
You reckon it's Wolf? Okay.
I think there's a pretty high chance that it's going to be Wolf Mother.
I was going to say, I wonder if the Veronicas come back because of all the.
I have seen the Veronicas noted on there as well, on a few of the predictions lists. I would be lying if I said I wouldn't be interested being in a pit while fucking all the Veronicas are playing. That'd be great.
Yep. What about 1927?
Yeah, I could see 1927.
Baby Animals.
Yeah.
The Super Jesus.
Well, Super Jesus would be good. Yeah.
Um,
We've got some acts that would fit in.
I'm actually edging to the Veronicas or Wolf Mother. I think you're right with your Wolf Mother, but I'm wondering because the Veronicas went over so well. I think it was like I don't know what year it was, but it was
I was in high school when they
like 2019 or
hit.
something, the first year of Good Things that they did.
Oh, they played. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, so I think it might be that.
Well, you're also like you're nearing that 20-year anniversary of their original album, so you're getting a
Yeah.
lot of that hype back, that interest back in.
One just popped up at me.
Mhm.
Rogue Traders.
Oh, here come the drums! Here come the drums! I can see that. See, there's a few bands that were one-hit wonders back in the day that I would love to see, but unfortunately, I don't think their chances are very high.
Oh, Spiderbait.
Oh, Spiderbait would be good.
Okay, I was just like,
yeah, I could see, and that would fit in with any sort of rock aspect that you're looking for.
Okay, so now we've got to be really like careful here, and because it's going to be a 50-band lineup the way we're going. So if you had to pick pick three Aussie legacies that have got a show in.
If you were to say, hey, this is going to get the most number of tickets sold, it's going to be the Veronicas, it's going to be Spiderbait, and it's going to be Wolf Mother.
Okay, so I'll go with you with that. That's our three there.
Yeah.
Now
there's an interesting one here.
Okay.
Just to cut in, that somebody's searched, and it's Google AI, so mileage will vary.
Yeah.
But somebody searched Imagine Dragons Australia. And the result that came up was Imagine Dragons is performing at the Good Things Festival in Australia with shows scheduled in Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane.
I hope not.
I am not a fan. So I also hope not. But
that becomes bad things right there.
Less good things.
Good things like
it will be. We will be fighting to who doesn't have to interview.
Lack of Imagine Dragons.
Yeah,
that'll be a no. You do it, won't it?
Yeah, that's we both come down with brutal food poisoning.
There's only one other band that I give you full carte blanche to interview if they come, and that's Nickelback. All yours, mate.
Oh, come on.
I won't even. Chad
Kroeger did that song off the Spider-Man soundtrack.
I won't even run the damn camera.
We could just ask him to look at this photograph, and then he'll just hit me in the face and leave, and that'll be, done.
Yeah.
It's all yours,
fun. Mate. All yours.
Chad Kroeger did the really good song with Steel Panther. It won't suck itself.
He's all yours.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, now let's do our big, quote unquote, big four. We know that's taken by those thrash bands, but the big four.
Mm-hmm.
What's your big four that you think are a possibility for those stages?
As in for like headlining stage?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's Avril Lavigne, she's going to be probably second headliner.
Yes.
Second from the top.
Oh, second from the top, right.
I reckon. There's so many. She's a huge catalog of songs. A lot of big radio hits here in Australia that are still played on the radio.
Yep.
You've got, I think, solid enough grounding to be second from the top, and appeals to a wide range of audiences. You've got the nostalgia crowd. You've got the new pop punk kids. You've got the kids that have seen it on TikTok. Doesn't make sense to just be selling to older folks. They got to keep kids coming back and doing shows that they can. Who else did we have on our list?
So now I'm going to punt 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
No. I stand corrected. I'm bringing them back.
Oh, cool. That was off the bill and then on the bill.
Resona's
going to be very disappointed.
I don't think the other bands have that. When you look at a poster and you go, yeah, they should be the headliner.
Yep.
Okay, so that's where I'm at. So I think it's actually 9 Inch Nails, Manson, Rob Zombie, Creed.
I could see that.
Maybe Avril pinch hitting in there.
I would be almost to say that Avril would beat Creed.
Okay, yeah, for popularity. So maybe Creed.
I mean, Creed's got some good songs. Creed's got some radio songs. Avril Lavigne is still played on the radio today. When was the last time you turned on Triple M and heard Creed?
Today.
Okay, that was a bad example. When was the last time you turned on Triple J and heard Creed?
Yeah. But could Avril be number 5?
Yeah.
Like in there, or like, let's not worry about the order, but like 9 Inch Nails, Manson, Zombie.
I'm Creed, certainly there with you on Manson and 9 Inch Nails as being the big. I think you can't argue. Nobody could argue that that's top of the range.
Now, a lot of people have talked Sleep Token.
They were out here very recently.
Yeah.
I
don't think there are good things fit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about Sleep Token.
Yep.
To make a call like that. I know that they have a very dedicated fan base and they have a lot of fans here. It would not surprise me.
I just don't. I see them being a Knotfest band. So let's look forward.
I totally agree with you. That'd be a Knotfest band.
So we've had a bit of a fuck around with Good Things, because basically on the tail end of Good Things comes a Knotfest announcement.
Correct.
Now you've got something you want to share about Knotfest.
I do. It is through the grapevine. There is very little credence behind it, but the rumblings that I have heard for Knotfest for 2026 is that Knotfest will not be returning.
Do you think that's why Park Waves got announced?
I would be very surprised if that didn't have something to do with it.
Just so they had another festival?
For people not in the know, Park Waves is Parkway Drive, starting their own Australian festival and doing a significant number of dates.
Yeah.
What are there, like 7 or 8 dates for that?
Doing regional dates. So good.
Yeah. So you're going to be getting at least somewhat of a competent festival in places that don't get things like Good Things or Knotfest. Not those 3 big Australian cities. You're getting further afield.
The common denominator between all 3. Destroy All Lines is the promoter.
And Destroy All Lines have been very, very good to the Australian music scene.
Mm-hmm.
They've done very, very good work.
Yep.
So it's going to happen. Knotfest, it would not surprise me if Knotfest was not an annual thing. I've said not 6 times in that fucking sentence.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was a biannual.
And that's when
instead of an annual
headlining.
Yeah. Because they headlined this year.
Mm-hmm.
That is 25th anniversary of their self-titled album. And I can guarantee that there is a significant drop in attendance on the years that isn't Slipknot in the Slipknot Festival.
So who do you then see? To me, that's when it's System headlining.
That would be a way to keep it going.
So to me, if I was going to go straight out of the gate that Knotfest happened, it'd be System, Ghost, and Sleep Token.
I would be surprised to see Ghost on an Australian festival bill this soon after they've toured.
When do they tour?
September of 2023.
So that would be 3 years, pretty much. 2.5 years.
2.5 years. I still think I would be surprised.
Okay.
They're in the middle of doing very heavy US touring at the moment.
Yep.
And that, if it's anything like their previous cycles, for anybody that's playing at home, I am a giant fan of the band Ghost. They tend to do 2 to 3 waves of US touring before they go off and do anywhere else. As far as I am aware, I've heard nothing about them coming back anytime soon, which is unusual. You hear about a year ahead from them coming to Australia.
Okay.
And that tends to be about right. I think they will be somewhere in Europe this time, even up until this time or later next year. I don't see them touring Australia.
Okay.
I'd love to be proven wrong, but I don't think that they'd be out for something like that.
Now, I've just thought about another Good Things band that I thought would be a Knotfest band, but I'm now going to slot them in.
Okay.
Anthrax.
Big Four's always a draw card.
I just think about
Negative were out for Knotfest a couple of years ago.
Well, I think Anthrax for Good Things.
Yeah, I could see them for Good Things. I could see that sort of a vibe for Good Things.
Yeah.
I could see that working.
Okay.
That gets a lot of your old school metal crowd in.
Yeah, and that would be like your 3 o'clock stage 1 band.
Yeah.
To get those metalheads in that don't want to come in at 12.
Drag everybody away from the bar for 40 minutes.
Yeah. That's maybe because they're finishing up a record as we speak. They're like close to being done.
Yeah.
And I think Charlie will be done with Pantera.
Yeah.
Or there's actually Carla, his girlfriend from the Butcher Babies, has her own band too. The Violent Hour or something. They could be a showing.
Right.
I don't know.
I get the feeling that for Good Things, we're going to see less of the extreme or more extreme metal.
Okay.
That seems to be, while I'm sure a lot of the festivals do talk outside of, what we see. I have a feeling that Good Things is starting to skew a little bit more towards the all genres rather than you've got, at least if my source for Knotfest not coming back is wrong, you've got Knotfest, which if you want heavy music, you go to Knotfest.
Yeah.
You've then got Parkwaves, which is, I mean, it's fucking Parkway Drive. They were the second headliner on the first Knotfest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big heavy band.
Yep.
I would be surprised to see more than 1 or 2
heavy
metal bands on Good Things.
Right, so we've kind of got a dodgy lineup right now.
It's not great. I've seen better.
Yeah, it's a bit thin. Like I know we don't know, but like,
speculation is difficult with something like this because as we started off, there's been so many bands that have toured in the last 18 to 24 months.
And there's even bands touring like in the month. Like, let's look at the rest of the year. Metallica,
Bullet for My Valentine,
AC/DC,
Sabaton, which would always be Sabaton would always be a festival pick for me.
Yep.
No, they're doing their own little solo thing.
Yep.
Who else is out? There's so many bands out at the moment. There's so many bands coming out at the moment.
Yeah.
And bands that you would expect to see on the festival circuit. I will always, and I have to, because I will be remiss if I don't say it, I would love to see Lordi on a lineup.
Yep.
It's not happening. I can tell you 100% it's not happening.
No.
Not anytime soon. I will keep fighting the good fight. A bit of a wild card that would be Alice Cooper.
Maybe not.
Oh, Uncle Black Eye's coming out sometime soon, hey?
I don't know, but he's just done that album with the entire original lineup that are living. That might be worth a text.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that might be worth a quick before.
See, Alice could be one of those bands. Alice would be one of those bands that is a festival legacy act.
Yeah.
I could see being very high up.
I was going to say, I think you get eaten alive at Good Things.
Really?
Yeah. Because if I want an Alice on there, I want Cheap Trick as well.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
So like I will just go fuck this. Let's go fucking retro.
Yeah. Sandstone Point. We'll just go and do that while Good Things is going.
I actually think that Good Things should have a dedicated retro stage.
Retro stage would be cool.
Imagine just a bunch of old fucks just like not leaving that stage all day.
It's like it's 30 decibels lower and they've got lawn chairs out the front.
Yeah, but it's like that tent that poor fucking Billy Corgan played.
Yeah.
And 2.5 people showed up to.
Yes.
Poor Billy.
Oh, interesting one. Youngblood.
I would love if he was on one of these festivals. I think he is the next biggest rock star in the world, and that
Totally agree.
I kind of was aware of him before the Sabbath thing.
Before Back to the Beginning.
Yeah, I was aware of him. I'm like, hey, that guy has done fucking some killer covers, and he did like a version of Zombie. He's done. He did like a Taylor Swift mashup.
Yeah,
he's fucking talented. And then you see him come out and just destroy.
Best vocalist in those All Stars, just nailed it.
He destroyed. But the difference is he's a fucking rock star.
He has that classic, it's almost like Billy Idol, early Billy Idol punk energy of just like
pop punk Billy Idol. Oh, we're really making it hard now.
Yeah, this is not
Now I think the thing would be is Youngblood a Live Nation band, because there's a whole heap of politics people.
Oh yeah, it's another thing to take into consideration.
Yeah, some bands sign exclusively with Live Nation, so they only tour with Live Nation. And look, I really want to see the comment section just spaz out with all kinds of weird shit. But Billy Idol did a cover with Avril Lavigne recently.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's that would be.
There's the legacy act there.
May not be an Australian one. That's a legacy act.
I saw Billy on his last tour here at River Stage, and it was fucking brilliant.
I would be very, very interested in seeing Billy Idol. I think could be.
Youngblood there's a dark horse.
I'm certain he's going to be out in the next few years.
Next 12 months tops. People are going to be, because he's just released his album.
Yeah.
People are going to be chomping at the bit.
I agree.
So we'll rule out. We're not getting Baby Metal. No way. No. I think they were last year, weren't they?
They were very recent.
Yep. And they've just released a new album, so they will tour on their own. I think I've got to rule out Green Day.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a blue sky. Yeah. I agree. I don't think Green Day's on the cards.
I think I've got to rule out Blink.
Yeah. I have a feeling that if Blink were touring, we probably would have heard something.
Yeah, because Blink were only here last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get Blink. Don't think we'll get Green Day. I think we need to say pop punk wise, Avril is a shoo-in.
I would be very surprised if she's not on at least one festival bill. Throw her in for Knotfest, really ruffle some feathers.
Really fuck some shit up. But
that'll be great.
Think about that. Like, she could fit in with like a Youngblood.
Yeah.
With a Billy Idol.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So let's actually, before we shut up shop, because we're only going to do an hour and we're doing great.
Yeah. Yeah. We got carried away as usual.
Yeah. Now let's roll with it. And we'll go yes or no. 9 Inch Nails.
Yes.
Yes. Zombie.
I'm going to say yes, but I still think it's wishful thinking.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Manson.
I'm going to disagree and say no.
That's going to be, even though I'm not a fan, that's going to be my wishful thinking, but I'm thinking politics with him and Trent Reznor might get in the way.
Yeah. My argument for not Manson.
Yep.
Manson's had some very serious allegations against him recently, in recent memory. And we have just recently seen Pentagram's Australian tour being postponed due to previous allegations against Bobby from the front man. Not going to discuss it because it's not great. I would be surprised to see a big festival take that sort of chance on Manson with the current climate.
Okay.
He's seen as problematic.
Right. Okay. So we'll put him in the maybe pile.
Okay.
Maybe Manson.
Mm-hmm. The Manson maybe pile.
The maybe. Creed.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I'm going yes.
Okay.
We did say, have we done Avril?
Yeah. We say, yeah.
Avril's
yes,
yes.
To Avril. Yes, to
Avril. What else have we said?
A lot.
Billy.
An awful lot.
Billy Idol.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it'd be a great fit. I don't think it's happening.
Veronica's.
I think so.
Yes. We had a couple other headliners there. Filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Random Dark Horse Nickelback.
No.
Please God, no. Now just throw your, besides Lordy in a perfect world, who would you have?
Crash Diet.
Right.
Fantastic party band.
Yep.
Honestly, for a festival setting, I would love to see Ailstorm. They have just toured. It's not happening. But Ailstorm are a great big party band. I would love to be proven wrong and see Ghost at a festival. I think would be really cool to see.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go something a little bit different. And I reckon for that sort of retro revival, you know, the mid 2000s, I want to see a band like Less Than Jake and see some ska.
Yep.
Something fun like Less Than Jake, Goldfinger. Fuck it, go for a really deep cut that's absolutely not going to happen, but an absolute must have.
Yep.
Fucking Bloodhound Gang.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Would be any of them on a set list, on a festival list. Done. Sold. I'm in.
I've got my never going to happen in a million years, but
you know, Kiss retired.
It's not that. It's not that. Guns N' Roses.
Oh, that for a festival show. Okay. Can't wait to see the festival get a noise ordinance 4 hours before Axel hits stage.
Hey, he's behaving himself.
I know.
Hey,
but I'm still going to take a cheap shot.
You are. And look, it's warranted. If anyone has been at the mercy of waiting for Axel, we apologize, but he's a good boy now.
He is.
I just think about that going, what if?
That'd be big. Yeah.
You know, and they don't have much elaborate production. It's a lot of video.
Yeah, it's a lot of video screens. Definitely a stage setup that would fit a festival turnaround time.
Yep.
Which a lot of the bands that we've mentioned do have that.
And I just think about this. They have a really big connection to AC/DC.
They do.
AC/DC are out here at the exact time.
Yeah.
Because AC/DC take 4 days off between gigs.
No, I mean, they are
80.
90.
Yeah. So, there's reasons.
Yeah.
But, you know, last time Guns were here, Angus jumped up.
That's true. We have seen Axel DC.
I actually thought that was fantastic. Everyone hates me for saying it, but I think
pretty great fucking fit, in my opinion.
I think he did great. But I'm just saying, like,
I could see that. I could see that working.
Yeah, whether the budget is there for gunners,
It's an
and
expensive
to be
setup.
honest with you, the pool,
Yeah.
will the good things crowd like that?
I would find it. I would be very surprised if it didn't go down well.
Okay, there's my question. What is the good things demographic? Main age range for you? Like what 10-year gap is it?
From what I saw last year, 20 to 30.
Cool. Yeah, I was gonna go 30 to 40.
I'm 36. Yeah. So I'd be sort of mid-range in that. And I remember seeing a lot more people that were younger than me.
Right.
There were a lot. I think good things are aiming for a younger demographic.
Yep.
And I think that's purely because Knotfest is almost, I don't love the term for it, but nearing dad rock.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's true though.
You've got Slipknot is all of the dudes that were my age or younger, that are my age or, sorry, in the early 2000s were around what my age was,
Yep.
or a little bit older than that, born a little bit more before me, that grew up with Slipknot, that are now going and seeing it. And they are, while they're still a very current and huge force in the metal industry, they could be considered a new age heritage act.
Yep.
They're a legacy act. You go and see Slipknot. You don't go and see Slipknot playing their new stuff. You go and see Surfacing and Wait and Bleed.
Yep. Okay.
So I think a lot of that older demographic is, at least in the terms of the heavier sort of music, is absolutely just going to Knotfest.
Yep.
I think good things are younger.
So maybe not Guns N' Roses sellable.
I think Guns N' Roses don't really fit an age bracket.
Right.
They're one of those bands that everybody knows and likes a Gunners song.
Yeah.
Pretty hard not to. They've got a couple of decent songs.
Right. So we've Guns N' Roses are a wishful thinking. We've got our top sort of mishmash of shit.
Yeah.
So this will be like going up on Saturday the 9th, ready for Tuesday the 11th.
Mark it in your calendars. See how wrong we were.
Oh, and on Wednesday the 12th, we will do our rebuttal. Our rebuttal.
Book.
Our fuck we were wrong episode. Tune in for that.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
But yeah, I really want everyone to get involved, because whether you agree or disagree, it's just fun to see everyone's opinions.
Yeah.
All right, mate. We went over.
We did. As always, we talked for far longer than we needed to.
So now, people, we hope we will see you at Good Things.
We'll be running around with the cameras, trying to get some
Yeah.
footage of everybody having fun out in the dusty open spaces, and we'll be backstage chatting with your favorite artists.
There is a bounty on the pink Power Ranger. We want to see as many captures with the pink Power Ranger.
Grab your selfie, hashtag pink Power Ranger. Good things.
Pink Power Ranger
2025.
marks.
Oh, yes. Frictionless.
Pink, not brown Power Ranger, please. But
we'll come up with a better we'll workshop a hashtag for that.
Yeah, there will be. We do want you to tag Here Zen in your pink Power Ranger captures.
Yes.
That is our that is our bounty. We're setting that bounty for the 2025 Good Things Brisbane edition.
That's it. First person to find him and send us a picture, we'll
have our respect.
Yeah, that's it. It's
we're low budget here, people.
Worth very little. Support your local community content creators.
We'll bring you a bottle of water.
Yeah, exactly. You'll need it at like 4 o'clock. It's worth its weight in gold.
All right, mate. Thank you for joining me.
Always a pleasure. And can't wait to see what this lineup actually drops with.
See you, mate.